With Jack Leiter, the son of longtime pitcher Al Leiter, making his Major League Baseball debut this past week, along with Jackson Holliday, the son of Matt Holliday, making his debut recently, I decided to take a dive into the best father-son duos of all time. Let's get to it. Let's start this off with an honorable mention, Dizzy and Steve Trout. No, Mike Trout is not related, but this father-son duo had very respectable careers. What makes them unique on this list was they were both pitchers, which we haven't seen much of in Major League Baseball history when it comes to father and son duos. The son, Steve Trout, pitched from 1978 to 1989, posting a career ERA of 4.18 over 1,500 innings, which is solid, but didn't come close to matching his dad, Dizzy, who pitched over 2,700 innings while posting a career ERA of 3.23. Now let's get to the top 10. At number 10, I have Cecile and Prince Fielder. Let's start this off with a father-son duo that were extremely similar in both their builds and that they could both absolutely match. Cecile Fielder wreaked havoc for the Tigers in the early 90s, hitting 51 bombs in 1990, followed by 44 in 1991, and finished second in MVP voting both years. Prince Fielder brought the same kind of power for Milwaukee, hitting 50 bombs in 2007 and proceeded to hit at least 30 homers a season for the next 5 years, while also playing a couple of seasons for his dad's team, the Tigers. Funny enough, both the father and son finished with exactly 319 home runs in their careers. At number 9, I have Vladimir Guerrero and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Let's move on to a couple other sluggers and talk about the Vlads. I had the privilege of being able to watch Vladimir Guerrero in the early days of my baseball fanhood, and man, was he fun to watch. He could hit a pitch that was literally anywhere in or around the zone, even in the dirt, and put up incredible numbers, which included a lifetime batting average of 318 and had 449 home runs, all while possessing a cannon of an arm in the outfield that helped him get enshrined in Cooperstown down the road. His son Vlad Jr., who we all know very well today, doesn't have the defense or his arm his dad had, but definitely possesses the bat. While his numbers have digressed a bit over the last couple of seasons, Vlad Jr. has the ability to match his dad in terms of offense when all is said and done. At number 8, I have Mel and Todd Stotlemures. Earlier, I discussed pitchers Dizzy and Steve Trout and how there's not many father-son pitching duos, but we did have another father-son duo in Mel and Todd Stotlemures. Mel Stotlemures had a very solid career, pitching in 360 games, all while posting a career ERA of 2.97, a wins above replacement of 43.1, and getting MVP votes on 4 separate occasions. He was also the Yankees pitching coach from 1996 to 2005 and was a big part of that Yankees dynasty that won 4 World Series during that time. His son Todd, on the other hand, didn't put up as good of numbers, but did win a World Series on 2 separate occasions with the Blue Jays in 92 and 93. At number 7, I have Jose Cruz and Jose Cruz Jr. Here's another example of a father-son duo where the dad got the best of his son. From 1970 to 1988, Jose Cruz was one of the more solid players in the game, posting a career batting average of 284 with an on-base of 354, with his best seasons coming at 35 and 36 years old. As for his son, while he didn't have a better career than his dad, he did place second in Rookie of the Year voting in 1997 and had back-to-back seasons where he hit 30-plus home runs. At number 6, I have Ray, Bob, Brett, and Aaron Boone. For this one, there's a bit to unpack here. We got to start in 1948, when we saw Ray Boone help the Indians win the World Series in his rookie season and went on to hit 275 with 151 home runs in his career. Fast forward to his son, Bob Boone, who also won a World Series with the Phillies in 1980 and was one of the best defensive catchers of all time. Then we had his 2 sons, Brett and Aaron Boone. Brett Boone definitely had the better career, posting a wins above replacement above 7 in 2 separate seasons, but Aaron Boone had the better moment, hitting a walk-off homer in Game 7 of the 2003 ALCS against the Red Sox to send the Yankees to the World Series. Oh, I really hate it here. Hey everyone, real quick, just gonna go over today's sponsor, and that's BetUS. So I made a couple of videos this past week, made a couple of picks in those, and I nailed both of my picks. I told you all to go with the Padres over the Brewers. Dylan Cease was on the mound. The offense had been looking good, so I nailed this one. And then the next day, I told you all to go with the Angels over the Rays because they had Reed Detmers on the mound, and Mike Trout's been looking great this year. He actually homered in this one, so I nailed this one too. So I'm gonna look to go 3-0 They got a bunch of games on here today, but the game that I got my eyes on, we got the Red Sox and the Pirates. Of course, I'm going to be watching my Red Sox, but the Pirates are favored here. The Red Sox are plus 105. I can understand that. The Pirates are at home. You got Mitch Keller on the mound, but the Red Sox got Cutter Crawford on the mound. ERA of a 0.42. That is just nasty. And the Red Sox have been having a lot of injuries lately, but the offense has been stepping up. 7th overall in WRC plus over the last 7. I like the Red Sox in this one. I'm going to take the plus 105. Let's say you throw down 50 here. That would win you $52.50. I'm going to place that bet. I'm going to win myself some cash, but go win yourself some cash as well. Go make a deposit here. They have a great deal going. Your first 3 deposits, you get a 125% bonus. So go check it out. Take advantage. It really helps support the channel. There's a ton of other sports that you can play with right now. Like you got basketball, hockey as well. So go take advantage, but let's get back to the video. At number 5, I have Gus, Buddy, and David Bell. Here's another family tree making this list, and I actually think they're pretty underrated. Gus Bell was a solid player in his career, mostly playing for the Reds and making it to 4 All-Star games and hitting over 200 home runs. For Buddy Bell, though, he was tremendous, posting a 66.4 wins above replacement over 18 seasons, tallying over 2,500 hits, playing amazing defense at third base, which helped him win 6 Gold Gloves and made 5 All-Star games. It doesn't stop there, though, as his son David Bell went on to have a decent career on the field, hitting 123 career home runs, but he's now found his way managing with the Reds. At number 4, I have Sandy Alomar Sr. and Roberto Alomar. Here's an example of a son outdoing his father. Sandy Alomar wasn't a great hitter in his playing days, but played great defense at second base and did make an All-Star game in 1970. His son Roberto Alomar also took to second base, but went on to have a Hall of Fame career, posting a 67 wins above replacement over 17 seasons. During that time, he was a 12-time All-Star, hit 300 over 9,073 at-bats, with over 200 homers, stole 474 bases, which ranks 44th all-time, and helped the Blue Jays win 2 World Series. However, Alomar was banned from Major League Baseball after an investigation for sexual misconduct, and his number was unretired by the Blue Jays. There was also his brother and the other son of Sandy Alomar Sr., Sandy Alomar Jr. He was Rookie of the Year in 1990 with the Cleveland Indians. He was a 6-time All-Star, was the All-Star Game MVP in 1997, and he even received MVP votes that year. At number 3, I have Felipe and Moises Alou. There was a lot of success between Felipe and Moises Alou. Starting with Felipe, he had himself a great career, posting a 42.2 wins above replacement, over 200 homers, and making 3 All-Star appearances. He was also a manager, and a pretty good one too, winning Manager of the Year in 1994 while with the Expos, and winning 100 games with the Giants in 2003. As for Moises, he also had a successful career, hitting .303 with 332 homers, making it to 6 All-Star games, and helping lead the Marlins to an improbable World Series in 1997. At number 2, I have Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. This is a cool one because these two were the first father-son duo to play together at the same time, in the same game, and on the same team, and even hit back-to-back homers in a game against the Angels while with the Mariners. The only duo to achieve that feat, and I personally feel like that won't happen again for a long time, if ever. Ken Griffey Sr. enjoyed a nice career, posting a wins above replacement of 34.5 and hitting .296 with 200 stolen bases, while also winning 2 World Series with the Reds in 1975 and 1976. As for Griffey Jr., while he wasn't able to win a World Series like his dad, he ended up being one of the best players of all time. He hit 630 homers, which ranks 7th all time, winning an MVP in 1997 and making it to 13 All-Star games, which led him to being a first ballot Hall of Famer. And at number 1, I have Bobby and Barry Bonds. Yeah, this one was pretty easy. We all know how good Barry Bonds was, one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time, regardless of PED use. He's the home run king with 762, stole over 500 bases, and had a career OPS of 1.051. He won the MVP 7 times, the most ever in Major League Baseball history, and made it to 14 All-Star games. He has the 4th highest wins above replacement on Baseball Reference, and the 2nd highest on Fangraphs. What else is there to say? Believe it or not, I've gushed over Barry Bonds' numbers for so long that I was actually even more interested in taking a look back at his dad's numbers, and it was easy to see where Barry got his power and speed from. His dad, Bobby, was a solid player, hitting .268 with an .824 OPS for his career and hit 332 homers while stealing 461 bags. He also finished in the top 5 of MVP voting 2 times and made it to the 30-30 club twice. Barry and Bobby were easily the best father-son duo of all time. So that's my list. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you can on the way out, hit that like button for me, subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you next time.